We'll get to those stories in just a few moments, but first tonight at 5, the CD1 special election. We have 2 reporters live in the field covering today's special election. ABC 6 News reporter Caitlin Gelhaus is in North Kingstown with a look at voter turnout, while ABC 6 News reporter Josh Kerman is speaking with voters in Jamestown. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm John DeLuca. Voter turnout for the day is not expected to be real high, but one of the highest turnouts we've seen today is in North Kingstown, where voters are weighing 2 ballot questions. ABC 6 News reporter Caitlin Gelhaus joins us now live from a polling location there. Caitlin.
Well, John, for the folks here in North Kingstown, the pulse is very strong, and they have 2 questions on the ballot. And many voters have been out. We've seen over 4,500 of them in and out of these doors today, making their voices heard. The people of North Kingstown taking their voting seriously this election.
It's something that has everybody thinking and talking, and you obviously notice that as as I just walked down the street to my house and there's signs all the way down. Yes, no, yes, no.
A special referendum, questions 1 and 2, and whether or not to vote yes or no. Question 1 asking voters if they are in favor of the construction of a new middle school and a new public safety complex. Question 2 asking voters to vote for or against the construction of a new indoor recreation center and emergency shelter. Advocates from both sides have been outside of this polling location all day to encourage voters to do the same thing, vote.
To vote no because we want these projects to go forward at some point, but we just don't think the plans are in place, and we just would like some more time to be given to them.
We can afford to have schools that we're proud of, and I think that that's a pretty important thing for a community. The same thing with a recreation center. I mean, having a place for people to go and enjoy themselves and be a community space, that's a really important thing too.
Voters sharing concerns over what this vote means for their wallets.
We want to keep our taxes lower, but especially this time because when these bond issues were put on the ballot, probably the interest rate was like 2%, and now it's up to, 8%? And I don't think these bond issues consider the huge increase in the financing rate for these buildings.
Now the polls do close at 8 o'clock tonight. Be sure to stick with ABC 6 News, both on air and online, for our continuing election coverage across the Ocean State. For now, live in North Kingstown, Caitlin Gelhaus, ABC 6 News.
Thank you, Caitlin. Our team coverage continues now in Jamestown, where ABC 6 News reporter Josh Kerman has been speaking with voters about the CD1 special election. He joins us now live with that part of the story from Aquidneck Island. Josh.
John, it's been a quiet day here in Jamestown, but that was sort of expected since there's only one thing on today's ballot, and that's Rhode Island's 1st Congressional District special election. But even with this low turnout compared to other areas, staff at least tell us it has been steady. Now, you've heard all day, today's election is between Democratic nominee Gabe Amo and Republican Gary Leonard. Rhode Island voter turnout tracker actually showing this area has the lowest turnout, but we're still seeing voters coming out on both sides. Officials here tell us the simplicity of today's ballot has actually been a boon to bring people out.
We've had a lot of interest. One of the candidates is from Jamestown, and I think that has helped get out the Republican vote. I thought there were a substantial number of people who were here because it's a simple ballot, because it has this one question, that's it. And generally, I think people are very excited about it.
Newman says turnout has been about expected for a special election in an off year, even as numbers show up relatively low. Polls are still open here for another 3 hours and will be here as this election continues. Coming up later, you'll hear from voters on both sides, and later tonight even will be with Gary Leonard as results come out and polls close. We'll have all of that and more coming up as the day continues. For now, live in Jamestown, Josh Kerman, ABC 6 News.
All right, Josh, thank you. Stay with ABC 6 News on air and online for our continuing coverage of today's special election. We will have reporters live all night long to bring you the latest results as soon as they come in.